Livingroom, Johnston, DAOUD, Abai.
Peace. What's good? So we're supposed to talk about a lot of stuff, right?
Yeah. What's up with Brooklyn right now? How do you feel about
Brooklyn, I still love it. I love Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Right now, it's feeling like it's on an upswing to me. For a second, due to like gentrification and a lot of people being displaced, and like a lot of you know, just the environment changing and new people moving in and old people getting moved out or getting arrested and locked up and rounded up and harassed. It's real rough for a second, but like recently it's been interesting because I think due to that, a lot of the people who love Brooklyn and who kind of been here to make it what it is are kind of getting together, you know what I'm saying? There's like a cooperative thing happening amongst artists, you know what I'm saying, who are the thinking people, you know, we the prophets and the leaders and all those things. So like we getting together and we're using our talents to create a movement, you know what I'm saying? It's bringing a lot of attention to why Brooklyn is what it is. And I think at the same time, because you know, we're not the have-nots, meaning that we may not financially have what everybody else has, but we do have is mental wealth. And mental power and capacity, you know, that's definitely worth more than $1 because people with the dollars want what you have to try to make dollars. So, you know what I'm saying, if you understand that, you're able to have some control, and being that we do understand it, we're just doing a lot. You know what I'm saying? We got Afro-Punk, you know what I'm saying? We got Coup d'etat Brooklyn, we got the Artist Collective that's happening, you know what I'm saying? We got people doing murals and just doing a lot of things that's starting to showcase who we are and our worth, you know what I mean? And, you know, that being said, when you have gentrification, you have people being displaced, a lot of times it happens because those are the have-nots who kind of don't have the ability to speak out for themselves. They don't vote, they don't have certain rights, they're felons, you know what I'm saying? So they get neglected, and it's okay to push them to the side. But if we get people being displaced who are creating something that's of value to the city, it's kind of different, you know what I mean? Because it's like, you know, tour buses come to Brooklyn because of what we do. You know what I'm saying? And if you kind of displace the people who bring value and riches to the city, you know what I'm saying? The city's not going to be what it is, and the city's not going to be able to claim to be what it used to be. You know what I mean? So
how does that tie in with Coup d'etat Brooklyn and what your brand stands for?
Well, Coup d'etat Brooklyn is a clothing brand that I started with my brother Rasul. And the whole purpose of that brand was to bring balance to the misrepresentation of our culture. A lot of clothing brands there was a lot of spin-off, what they call streetwear brands, emerging in the early 2000s. And many of them were emulations of hip-hop and urban culture done by people who weren't really necessarily part of hip-hop or urban culture. So being that they lived on the outside looking in, you know what I'm saying, they only saw what was being given to them. You know what I'm saying? They chose to glamorize the worst part. You know what I'm saying? They're not knowing that we the best part, but they glamorize the worst part. You know what I'm saying? So everything was like crack is back and shirts with guns on them and glorifying the same stuff that's in commercial hip-hop. And being that at the time I liked supporting certain stores and wearing things that had a certain aesthetic value, I started finding that the messages that were on these shirts didn't appeal to my sensibilities, you know what I'm saying? And they were really offensive in a lot of ways because it was cats from Iowa making shirts about hip-hop stuff that was really, you know, insensitive and manipulative, you know what I'm saying? And it had just coming from a pure capitalist standpoint, you know what I mean? So anyway, that being said, I was kind of boycotted what other people were doing, was just wearing white tees all the time like I am today. And I started designing my own designs. A friend of mine who was a screen print artist, I had him print up some shirts just for me to wear, and I started wearing them and they started getting attention. And being that a demand started building, Rasul and I decided to supply the demand. We made some shirts, they sold well, and that's it. It's been just growing and building ever since. And it's funny because, like, you know, we have ideas that people would consider subversive or, you know what I'm saying, contradictory to what the status quo is dealing with right now, you know what I'm saying, or political at times. And we kind of felt that it would be funny to see if people responded, but people embraced our ideas, you know what I'm saying? And we found out that, you know, something we thought was you know, we're black men in our 30s, we thought something that appealed to like black men or black people in their 30s to 20s appealed across the board. So I have, like, you know what I'm saying, older white men in business suits coming up commenting on shirts I made and being like, you know, I don't usually wear things like that, but, you know, Huey P. Newton was one of the prophets of our time. He was such a great mind and political thinker, and not only Black Panther Party, but he wrote all these books on philosophy and socialism that people don't even know about. And I'd wear a shirt with Huey P. Newton on it, you know what I'm saying? And it basically let me understand that, you know, a lot of times we're put in boxes to think that our problems are our own or our thoughts are our own. Doing Coup d'etat Brooklyn has opened up my vision and understanding understanding that there's a bigger equity in our society that we know about. It's just that everybody's not communicating and talking to each other. You know what I'm saying? So we kind of think we're alone. We're in a whole, you know, the problems and the issues belong to the people, and the people just don't know each other. You know what I'm saying? And that's like what the brand has done for me. It's like, it's cool to see, you know what I'm saying, some young white kids on the Upper West Side skateboarding, wearing shirts with our logo on it, and then I see a father pushing a baby carriage wearing a Teach the Baby shirt, you know what I'm saying, and I see some other cat somewhere else wearing another shirt, and it's like, wow, like everybody's wearing us. You know what I'm saying? From Whoopi Goldberg to Robin Williams to, you know what I'm saying? So it's hot, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's Coup d'etat Brooklyn. That's what we do, you know what I'm saying?
Peace.
Peace, peace, peace.